Hello guys, welcome to the video. Thanks so much for joining me. If you don't know me, I'm Kelly from spiritualawakeningsigns.com, and I help people like you who are on the spiritual awakening pathway to reduce their symptoms and move through the journey a bit more easily, because as we all know, it can be a very challenging time indeed. Today's video is something a little bit different. So this is what I'm going to start doing is an energy forecast. So this is going to be a new thing that we're doing. Basically, it's going to be for the coming month ahead, which is August at the moment, the issues, the feelings, the energies that we're being affected by in our awakening. So essentially, it's about what your soul's working on and what you're going to be healing, what you can expect in those issues to be coming up in the month ahead, so that you've got a head start and so that you know not to freak out and not to panic when it comes up, because it will come up. Okay, so it just gives you a little heads up, but it's definitely about what your soul is healing. So we'll get into some of that. Also, to let you know that our new heart healing meditation, the Krishna Mudra, is ready. It's available if you'd like that. It's only available for the next 7 days, and I'll give you more information on that after this energy forecast. So, interesting time. Very interesting time. Hi Michael, thanks for joining us. Interesting time, and in that the issues that we're working on this month are all about connection. Connection in such a big way. This is a powerful, powerful time, and connection is the issue that's coming up. So when we talk about connection issues, what we're really talking about is our connection with others first and foremost. So looking at our relationships, our past relationships, our current relationships, maybe some areas of your life where you have no relationships at all. That happened to me during awakening. I started cutting people off. I couldn't handle being connected and having to try to explain myself to people, and I cut myself off in a really big way. So that's definitely coming up in a big way. And also areas where you're maybe not able to connect at all. So really where there's aspects of your heart and your heart chakra that are completely shut down, that's going to be coming up in a very big way. It's about lack. So connection, the issues that we're working on in connection in August as we're coming up are very much about lack. What we're lacking, the connections that we're lacking, the resonance with someone else that we're lacking, all the areas of our awakening where we're not able to connect anymore, we're not able to have that resonance with someone because it just doesn't fit anymore. There's this big shift coming in. So that's going to be really interesting, because the challenge that we've got is that we are very good, particularly during awakening, at connecting spiritually. Spiritually, no problem. We can connect up, we can sense things, we've got all this empathy and all this compassion, but not so much physically. Physically, connecting with others seems to be the challenge, and one of the biggest complaints that I always hear is people feeling alone. So the stuff that's coming up now is definitely going to be shifting some of that. So don't freak out when it happens. Just know that it's destined to happen. August is all about connection. So it's important to note that it's definitely not about connection to source. It's not about your spiritual connections. It's nothing like that. It's all about your physical connections. Who's here in the real world for you? How do you connect to them? And what ways are you maybe stopping yourself from connecting where you could? What's that old wounding that's there in the heart chakra that's holding you back? It's going to be very interesting. So what I would say as you move into August and this new energy comes in that's highlighting your issues around connection and those old pains, is take a look at your relationships. And even if you don't want to look, you'll find they come up anyway, because awakening has this incredible power to trigger us, to drive these things up, and to make sure that we look at the things that we don't want to look at and that we've been running from for a really long time. So take a look at your relationships and ask yourself, how deeply do you actually connect? How deeply are you able to really feel and to connect to someone, to feel love for someone, to feel that you're loved by someone? How deep does that go? How deeply have you connected in the past, in your past relationships? And more importantly, how did it turn out? Because for a lot of us, we're talking about pain. If we didn't have issues with connecting to other people, this wouldn't be coming up. August would be about something else. but it's about healing the heart chakra, and it's very much about looking at and addressing the old pain that's sitting all in this space in your heart chakra and releasing it so that you can clear that energy, so that you're an open channel and that the energy can come through. Also try and notice, where are you not allowing yourself to actually feel? This is something that I'm actually starting to really recognise within me, because I'm usually quite self-aware. I've done a lot of healing and a lot of practicing, a lot of introspection of myself, and I thought I was really tuned into that. But what's coming up recently as this new energy comes in is finding all these different little nuggets of places in your heart that you actually had no idea were completely shut down. Finding aspects and parts of your heart chakra that are actually numb, and you don't realise that they're numb and shut down because you've never known it any other way. Maybe it's been this whole lifetime, maybe it's been lifetimes previously where you've just been completely closed or shut down, or this little half year's been open but the rest has been closed, or you're closed down to certain people, so a soulmate turns up and you don't recognise them, you don't feel anything. That can happen when you've got all this congestion in the heart chakra. And the challenge is that we're very sensitive during awakening. We're very sensitive, empathic, compassionate beings. But even though we've got really big hearts, we do tend to shut them down because we're vulnerable. We're really, really vulnerable. And we can become quite numb. We can either be stuck in the pain body, or if we take it that little step further, our system actually completely cuts off the feeling and we don't feel anything. So that's a natural part of this, but it's time to let it go. It's time to move forward and expand this heart space. It's time to move without fear, to be able to love without fear, to connect without fear, to be safe in your vulnerability, which is not easy to do. It's tough to be vulnerable. It's really tough to bare your soul and to put it in front of someone and hope that it doesn't get smushed. But this is what this energy is all about. This is this new energy that's coming in. It's teaching us how to be absolutely deep and loving, compassionate, empathic, patient, all these wonderful attributes, to express this energy from our hearts, but to still be strong and safe and stable while we do it. We're not getting broken by the experience anymore. And that's this new energy that we're moving into. So it is changing, and it's changing in a big way in August. So the other thing that I noticed is there's physical issues coming up too. Physical issues coming up in a big way. So not only is it time to open up, to feel, to heal, to express who you truly are, fearlessly, openly, just fully, completely fully from the heart. But as you try to move into that energy, what you will find is that you've got some physical complications. So some of these will come up in August as a natural part of this energy of connection getting cleared. But what you might also find is that it's already been an issue for you, and now is the time for you to address it, which is why it's coming up. So what I'm being shown, and it's interesting, I'm tuning into everyone's heart pain as we're talking. I can feel the ache of that heart pain. I think we'll do a little bit of healing at the end. I was just going to make this an energy forecast, but I'll do a little bit of healing for you guys, so stay tuned. We'll do a little bit of heart healing before we leave. Okay, so let's make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, so physical issues. So when I was recording this month's healing meditation, I didn't know that it was a heart healing meditation. When I went into it, I was connected to the Ascended Master Lord Krishna. Beautiful energy, helps us open our hearts massively. He's a very tender, gentle, loving, vulnerable energy, but he's very strong, he's solid, he's grounded, he's masculine, and he's a very big presence. So there's that perfect balance between the two. He's able to be completely vulnerable and tender, but completely strong and self-assured in that space. And as that energy came in and I was recording the meditation, what I started to notice was the congestion that we've got around the heart chakra. So there was an interesting awareness of the congestion that we've got here quite often is also mirroring the third eye and the crown up round here. And for a lot of people, if you've got congestion in the heart, you'll actually feel congestion up here in your head. So we're talking headaches, aches and pains, tension around the eyebrows, around the forehead, tension in the back of the skull. it's actually mirroring from your heart chakra because it's all blocked up and it's affecting the flow of energy. So I was being shown that. I was also being shown a lot of heart chakra pain. So we're talking physically aches, pains, which we might be aware of throughout the awakening process. I know for about 3 years before I really got good at healing, I had constant heart pain, constant heart chakra pain. It was really painful. And it was because I had a broken heart. So that shows you that you're working on this stuff. You also might be aware of grief and sadness coming up in the heart, because there's a lot going on there to be needing healed as well. It's all part of the process, it's all part of the healing, and you can definitely make it better. But it was also interesting because what Krishna was showing me as we worked with this energy is that some of us have got so much pain in our heart chakras that it actually radiates backwards. So we're talking that pain that sits in the heart chakra and in the lungs and in the physical heart is seeping backwards and actually giving us back pain. So we're talking in the centre of the back, the shoulders, the shoulder blades, the spine. It's affecting all of that. So if you're aware of aches and pains, twinges, discomforts, energy crawling, moving through the spine in those particular areas, it's probably congestion in your heart that needs to be moved energetically. So just be aware of that coming up. And essentially it's time for you to unblock that heart chakra. So we are going to do a little bit of work now, just because I feel that it's important to do that, and I can feel your pain, so I want to just do a few downloads to help you release that. But it is time for you to express that love and light, and you can't do that if this is all congested. You've got to open that up. And it's not about forcing it open. It's not about opening it with will, where you're like, I'm trying to open it. It's about being in a space where you're so well healed and so complete that it's just effortless to open your heart. It's effortless, it's always open. There's nothing you need to do to maintain that space and hold it open painfully. It just is. And that's when you can really be a real beacon of light for the world. That's when you can really shine that love and light from your heart. It just opens everything up, and it's a really good energy. It's also worth noting that another aspect of this that's going to be coming up for August is connecting to yourself. So just be aware of that, because I feel like this is going to be more like the tail end of August, that connection to self is going to come up. You're going to be processing relationship stuff first, but connection to self is coming up in a big way as well. So try to become aware and notice of all the areas that you've maybe shut down your feelings, shut down that connection to self, shut down taking care of yourself, loving yourself, being gentle with yourself, letting go of judgment and criticism on yourself. You know, are you really connected to yourself? Because what tends to happen in awakening is that we're so good at connecting out there, you know, connecting up high to all these high vibrations. We're so good at connecting even to other people, even when we don't want to, because we're deeply empathic. We feel their feelings, we pick up on their thoughts, we feel those vibes. But we're not so good at going in here and really connecting with ourselves, because there's so much chaos going on around us that it feels too busy to do that. And just for the record, you might never have done that. So try and get a little quiet time throughout this month where you can just hold your intention on connecting to yourself and just reconnect that, because that's the energy we're talking about. Let's see, so yeah, we'll do a little bit of healing, and then I'll tell you a little bit more about the Krishna Mudra, the heart healing meditation that we've got available this month, which is only available for 7 days, because the energy keeps shifting for the next month. And of course I'll hopefully continue to do these energy forecasts with the energy that I'm being shown, and it was wonderful to actually be given all this information while I recorded the meditation and was able to share it today. So let's see. So anyone watching, if you, I don't know if you've had healing from me before, but I'm usually able to connect into the entire group. I can feel there's a lot of pain in the heart just now, and I always feel it on the opposite side if it's someone else's, so I can feel the heart pain. So what I would invite you to do is to close your eyes and completely relax and allow me to hold your energy and hold this space for you. And I'm going to connect to that high vibrational energy. connect to Creator, and I'm going to ask for a healing and a connection between all of us. So that's everyone watching now, everyone who ever will watch, and everyone who needs this heart healing. Please make sure that this video and this healing finds them. Okay, let's see what we need. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to ask Creator to... Oh, hold on a little second. Okay, interestingly, it's not Creator we're working with. I can feel the energy of Krishna coming through, so that's wonderful, given that that was the meditation for this month. But that's lovely that he's stepping in here to give us some healing. And just notice any sensations that you feel. So I can feel some heat rising up, and you might actually feel the energy of Krishna actually at the front and the back. I can feel that pressure, as if his hands are one on the front and one on the back, and that healing's coming right through the centre. And he's able to do that for all of us as we're watching this video. Okay. It's interesting sometimes how these guides kind of take over and just do their thing. So I'm just going to let you know what I'm seeing him do, but he's going to do all of the healing and all of the changes. Okay, so he's working on, I can see the cracks in everyone's heart, in your heart chakra, broken shards, almost like glass. And actually what he's doing is breaking that hard energy up, so it's shattering into tiny pieces, dissolving into dust. That's a good energy. Smoothing out the heart chakra, smoothing that energy so that it is soft. It's really soft. Moving all that broken energy out the heart chakra. And what I can see is that he's actually working as far down as the rib cage. You know, this heart chakra, the issues are really that wide. Okay, just a note, if anyone sees me shaking or jerking, this is normal for me as I'm channeling healing energy. It's not uncomfortable, it's not painful. Okay, so I can see he's working along the spine now. There's a lot of energy coming up through about midway of the spine and moving right up through the crook of the neck. I can see a lot of people have got issues right in the centre here at the base of the neck. And it's heart pain. It's all travelling right up. And I can see that that is actually creating issues and tension around the head. And it actually does extend right round to the front here, closing everything off. And it's also, he's also shown me that that's also how you recognise people that you know. So when you're working with souls, soul family, people that you know from before, that's actually where you recognise them from. First and foremost, you recognise their energy, and then you recognise their heart. So there's some clearing going on here as well. Let's see if there's anything else. Okay, and I'm just seeing him work that energy right through the third eye, comes right through the back, right down the spine, and it also opens up into the heart chakra in that space. Lovely. That feels complete. So give yourself a little second to just come back out, to wake back up, come back into the room. That was quite unexpected. When I mentioned earlier that I would do some healing, I thought I would be doing the healing. But I'm delighted to know that we have Krishna still working with us, because that meditation that I recorded last week was very powerful, very, very powerful. In fact, so much so when we're talking about spinal alignment and working on the spine, at one point I felt the energy come up through and actually pin my shoulders right back. If you get it, you'll see it in the video. It came right up through and pinned my shoulders back like that. And at first it was a really uncomfortable feeling, because I was thinking this seems really strained and really pressured. But after a few seconds, I started to realise that that was what my normal form should be. That perfect alignment of posture, perfect alignment of all the chakras. And that can't happen if you're sitting all hunched over and you're all slouched all the time. So what it was really doing is, as that energy blasted up through, it was putting me back into perfect alignment. And this will be happening for you too. You know, if you have one chakra that's out of alignment, that's congested, that's got issues, it's going to affect everything. So if you can get your posture straight, that's one point that'll help. But if you can also get your chakras straight through that postural alignment, that's going to help. And if you can clear the congestion that's there, that's going to be perfect. So keep moving forward, and I hope you enjoyed that little bit of healing, and thank you to Krishna for assisting us there. That was really beautiful. Okay, lastly, so if you want to do more of the healing and you enjoyed the energy of working with Krishna there, if you want to heal and clear these heart issues that we're talking about, to open your heart chakra, to heal it, to rejuvenate it and give it some love and kindness, our new meditation, the Krishna Mudra, is available now. And just as a note, it's a mudra is a hand gesture. I had to look this up because they give me the name, I don't choose the name. A mudra is a hand gesture designed to direct the flow of energy. So you see a lot of yogis do different things with their hands to move energy through. So basically it's about Krishna's flow of energy. He's controlling the flow of energy. So it's available for 7 days. I'll put it in at the little link below in case you want to check it out. And thank you so much for joining us. Please share this video with anyone else going through the awakening process that you think it might help. And I really appreciate you for stopping by and watching. And even if you're watching on the recording, you can still get the benefit of the healing. And I hope you enjoyed it. So thanks a lot, guys. Bye.